Hola. Make sure oops. Hey guys. So I've been in the mood playing You Get Out of My Chicharrones. Cat is eating my chicharrones and I'm like, yo, can you back up please? I got some ginger crackling. So I'm going to be playing Dragon Age Origins because I'm been in a Dragon Age kind of day. And I really love Dragon Age. So you guys get to see me create my characters. My character. Okay, guys, we can't talk.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. The Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevail. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long.
Get him, boo.
It may even be too late, for I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
I absolutely love Duncan, and I know what happens, and it sucks. But for those who haven't, we'll see. I'm going to try to get to Orzammar today. I'm going to go with Rogue because I
Greetings.
Oh, God. I was making her a little woman shit. So I like making my characters super duper dark. Oh, wait. Oh, that's green! Nah, I don't like tattoos. I look like my mama. I love wind, but I don't want that one. They're gross, though. Give me those great big anime eyes. I love that. Finger pic. Let's go with silver eyes today. Her nose is fine. Her mouth needs to be a little bigger for my liking because I like my girls to have big lips. Nope. Gorgeous. Love it. Candle. No. Ah.
Greetings.
All right. So get my dex. And Constitution up. I always like this one. I always play my adventure games on casual. I know people are like, what? Casual? Boo. You know what makes
For
me happy?
generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown. Not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True, but we both had less grey in our hair then, and we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pop, I didn't see you there. How? You remember my daughter?
I see she's become a lovely young woman. Pleased to see you again, my dear. My son Thomas asked after you. Perhaps I should bring him with me next time.
I'm such a good person when it comes to this. Like, I know what happens. And if you've played this game, you know what happens too. But it's just like, I want to be polite. I don't like being mean.
Good. My son saw you at a Denerim fair and has talked about you ever since. He'll be pleased you remember him.
At any rate, Pop, I summoned you for a reason.
Should I be
While your
slut
brother
this
and
game?
I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle. Now, that's what I'd like to hear. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Kuzland.
Your lordship, You didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope. They are the heroes of legend, who ended the Blight and saved us all. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your daughter is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is my daughter we're talking about.
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone? In the meantime, find Fergus and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me. Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt, spending some last moments with his wife and my grandson. Be a good lass and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Okay, Daddy.
I'm sorry, but I believe your father wishes to talk to the Arl and myself alone. Your father has left you in charge of the castle? Then I will see you at dinner tomorrow, if not sooner. As do I. Until then.
Ooh, that hurt. All right.
Done now. Are you happy?
So, Dragon Age has always been one of my
Done.
favorite games.
Anything else?
Oh. Remember. I have to remember how to play the game because I haven't played it in a while. I love Dragon Age, even though I just said that, hey, I haven't played it in a while.
That about wraps it up.
It's just a wonderful game. Like, I love Mass Effect and everything. Mass Effect is great.
Good evening, milady.
Hello. I love it so much. There's so much that you can do in this game. Who you can be. What you can be. I'm kind of glad that we weren't able to play Kunari in this game quite yet. Like you can in Inquisition, but... Stop it. I don't want to go to the
Maker,
dark camp.
prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all.
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you. Please, child, call me Malol. I've known you since you were a wee babe after all. Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea. Hear your people in our time of need. Let no man have cause to fear the shadows. Let their souls be lifted upon your return. So let it be. There now. I'll be keeping a vigil tonight. You're welcome to come. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. If you would excuse me. It is the least I could do. If the worst comes to pass, child, take comfort in knowing that the Maker's will takes many forms. We shall talk once the soldiers have departed.
Okay. Sorry. But yeah, as you guys can see, I absolutely truly love this game. Gallus is here forever and a day, just
It is done.
and my
Finished.
person's-
Now what do you want?
I don't know who I'm gonna romance in this game. I don't know if I want to romance Liliana or Alistair.
That about wraps it up. Done now. Are you happy?
I'm also really excited playing video games like this.
Good evening, milady.
I'm going into game art. I'm attending Full Sail University right now, and it's super fun. I am
Good evening, milady.
learning everything. I'm in month 3 right now.
Anything
but
else?
It's been really fun. I have English comp next. I can get my other previous classes done, so which isn't a big problem. I like English. English is fun. But I can't wait to start drawing and creating. It'll be so much fun, guys. Got it.
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Hello to you too, Sir Gilmore.
Pardon my abruptness, my lady. It's simply that I've been looking everywhere for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave. Your mother disagrees. She insists you collect the dog, and quickly. You know these Mabari hounds. He'll listen to his mistress, but anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
I can just hear her.
I'm not willing to test that. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
Sure. To the kitchen then.
Just follow the yelling. When Nan's unhappy, she makes sure everyone knows it.
Yes, she does. And Sir Gilmore is so awesome. I adore him. Hang on, I'll be right with you, Nan. I'm gonna go.
It is done.
Unlock the store. I'm gonna go through these sacks. I am an adult. Hi, kitty. Here's a kitty in the game. Hi, kitty. Want the kitty now? That's why I like. All right.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you! Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
Man.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way!
Okay, Nan, I'm sorry. It's the doggo. It's the best doggo in the planet.
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
They want one so bad. What a smart boy you are. Yes.
Oh, encourage the hound, why don't you? No wonder he keeps giving Nan fits.
Because he's the best doggo on the planet.
He does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait, did you hear that?
Be careful!
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? I'll get on it. Now's better than later. I'll get on it. Now's better than later. Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? Got it. All right.
Giant rats?
Good boy.
It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all. Those were rats from the Kokari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Isle's men.
Hi, Sir Gilmore. Hi, boy. Who's a good boy? See anything interesting? Yes. Good boy. You know who to give it. Excellent. Good boy. You know who to give that to. Best damn Kunari in this world. I go through all the sacks. That's a lot of rats. Goddamn.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt. Look at him now. Snuck into my larder once again and makes off like a free thief, he does.
Oh, mistress, there are rats in the larder. Big ones.
Ah, looks like the dog killed them.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lady. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about. Thank you again for your help. Now, if you'll just hold on a moment. Yes? Adney, get moving with those casks. And Kath, do you think you can serve that to the turn with dirt from the floor all over it?
Miserable old bat.
Oh, bat am I? We've got to work double time on supper, sweep out the hearths, and no complaining. Just keeping order. That's why your father keeps me on. The good maker knows I needn't take care of you anymore. Thank you for coming to your old nanny's rescue. That blasted hound is more trouble than he's worth. He is. And don't start with me. You've gotten all you're getting today. But what about you, my lady? Been keeping safe and well behaved, I hope? Good. I'm not exactly privy to your goings-on now that you're grown. Just an old nanny, never invited to your father's fancy meetings. Do you remember that bedtime tale I used to tell you? The dog that bit? Good. Then you can start. A warhound was born to the elder bitch of a tribal chief. They named him Hahaku and gave him everything. He grew up a fine, strong pup, destined to be the partner of the chief's eldest son. The young hound became arrogant, taking food from his kin and warning them, in the way of dogs, that the chief's family would punish them if they tried to attack him. Years passed, and the time for the chief's son to take a warhound came closer. Hahaku's pride swelled, and many of the people of the tribe came to the chief, quietly whispering of this dog's bullying. With each complaint, the chief saw only Hahaku's strength and pride, and sent his people away. But as his son grew, the chief watched more closely. The day might come when his boy's life would depend on this dog. If the humblest of his people would not trust Hahaku, how could he? When the day came, Hahaku sat proudly waiting to be called, but the old chief chose Hahaku's brother as his son's hound. Hahaku was shamed, but felt no remorse. So great was his rage that he darted across the fire pit and bit the chief's hand. The chief and his son struck at Hahaku, cursing him. The hound ran into the village, seeking shelter in the tents and kennels. The other dogs snapped at him, and the tribe's people threw stones at him. Before the chief could reach him, the tribe had torn Hahaku apart. Now, what should you carry from this tale?
How you treat the least is remembered by the
True.
greatest.
Hahaku thought nothing of abusing the tribe and their dogs, but their complaints showed the chief he could not be trusted. But you're far too old now for an old woman to be reminding you to watch how you behave, It's a story worth repeating. That's all. Be off with you then. Tell your brother farewell before he rides off to war.
course, Nan. Thank you, Nan. Okay, now we're gonna go exploring a little bit more because Mom's up.
Good evening, my lady.
Hello. I have my computer on my knee, so while I'm playing, it's actually kind of funny. My cats are looking at my computer and looking at my screen like, oh, what are you doing? What happened? Whoop!
I'll get on
Good
it.
evening, my lady.
Hello. Culture of Ferelden. I always get shit for this. I don't have my cunning all the way up. Which sucks. Who's a good doggo? I mean, I could do it without him, but I don't. Oh, is there another one? Also, if you do this, you can see.
Hello, my dear girl. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect. Perhaps you could help me with that. Might you join me in teaching this lesson? Wonderful. Oh, the Cousland history is long indeed. Where shall we start? Records are vague, but the Couslands became Tierns during the Black Age. Is that familiar, child? Good. I'm pleased some of my lessons seem to have stuck. At that time, your family held only the minor title of Ban. When the werewolves reached this area, Ban Mather Cousland organized a curfew and patrols within the city. Several other local bands supported his efforts by swearing oaths of fealty, making him their Tiern. The history between the Couslands and the House reaches back to the Orlesian occupation. During your grandfather's rule, of course, Orlais found it difficult to hold these lands. During the rebellion against Orlais, several battles were fought near Highever. The port village of Harper's Ford was the Ternier's center. Its Arl was Tarleton Howe. Though nearly 90, he was still as sharp and bitter as cheap ale. Your grandfather openly supported the rebellion, but Howe sided with Orlais. Your family was forced to seize Harper's Ford before it was all over. The Howes eventually joined the rebellion, when all of Ferelden united behind King Merrick and General Logain, just as now we united behind Merrick's son, King Kaelin, to fight the Darkspawn. Well, I'm glad some of my lessons don't disappear into that yawning chasm between your ears, young lady.
I can be a bitch so
It
much, but I'm not.
seems you've
I can't.
already plumbed the depths of your potential, then. A pity. At any rate, your family has held the Ternier of Highever since before King
Slap some
Callan
people
had
on your little
united
fuck you up,
Ferelden.
man.
In fact, Tierna Elethea Cousland battled Callanhad to maintain Highever's independence. Callanhad wished to unite Ferelden, not conquer it. After Elethea's men were defeated, Callanhad asked her to swear
Kids
fealty.
are like,
The boulder where they held council still stands today as a memorial of that event.
excuse me, guys, sorry.
The Couslands are ardent royalists now, but at that time, Callanhad was unknown and considered dangerous by many. When Callanhad's army reached Highever, Tierna Elethea led the local bands against him. Obviously, Callanhad won. Thank you for indulging an old man.
Does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence! I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself all the all this right to you.
I just love that so much. He's so... Hey, boy. Good boy. That's Alright, come on, Rex. Let's go. Alright, should I go see my mama?
Oh, my lady, we were just, well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Cairn stationed us here. We appreciate that, my lady. Thank you.
Yep, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Come on, boy. Alright, let's go talk to my mama.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my lovely daughter. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled?
There is one. You open the door and where we have.
You've always
Sorry, I
had
was
a way
talking to
with
my
her.
son.
Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon. You're too kind, dear girl. Didn't I spend half the salon trying to convince you to marry my son?
And made a very poor case for it, I might add.
You remember my son, Dyron. He's not married yet either.
Don't listen to her. It's good to see you again, milady. You're looking as beautiful as ever.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great pleasure, my lady. You are as pretty as your mother describes.
You would think that it would make it easier to make a match for her, not more difficult.
Perhaps your daughter simply has a mind of her own, your ladyship. You should be proud.
Proud doesn't get me any more grandchildren.
How dare you? This game is not trash. My son just said that this game is trash, and I'm like...
Of course, darling. You must have many things to do before Fergus and your father leave.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your ladyship.
I don't want to be a slut.
You should say goodbye to Fergus while you have the chance. Yes, your father mentioned that.
Okay.
You haven't got it into your head that you want to be recruited.
Definitely not.
Keep it that
Nope.
way. You've enough
funny.
to do here at the castle without chasing Darkspawn. I know it's difficult to stay in the castle and watch others ride off, but we must see to our duties first. You understand that, don't you? Trust me, you'll get your chance for excitement soon enough.
Ooh.
For a few days. Then I'll travel with Lady
talking to me?
Landra to her estate and keep her company for a time. Your father thinks my presence here might undermine your authority. Don't worry, my dear. It won't be long. As do I.
Ooh, it's hot.
Your father and brother are marching off to fight Maker knows what. All the assurances in the world don't comfort me. But it wouldn't help for us to take up arms and follow. Fergus and your father have their duty and we have ours. If he's not out with his men, probably upstairs with Oriana. I love you, my darling girl. You know that, don't you? Go do what you must, then. I will see you soon.
Yes, Mama. I love you so much.
That about wraps it up.
First time I played this game, I didn't know what's gonna happen, and when it happened, so much. No idea how much I cried. Okay, let's see. 4. Should I? Not should I? Should I? Not should I? Go do it.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren. And I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little sister to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well. Stay.
Right outside.
I'd like to say farewell.
Ooh, goodness.
I wish you could come. It'll be tiring killing all those darkspawn myself.
In Antiva, a woman fighting in battle would be unthinkable.
Is that so? I always heard Antivan women were quite dangerous.
With kindness and poison only, my husband.
This from the woman who serves me my tea. Word from the south is that the battles have gone well. There's no evidence that this is a true blight, just a large raid.
Could that be true?
I'll see for myself soon enough. Pray for me, love, and I'll be back within a month or 2.
Really? Was he riding a griffin?
Shh, Oren.
Oh, Oren.
Griffins only exist in stories now.
I'd heard that. Did he say why he's come? Good for him. I hope he makes it. If I were a Grey Warden, though, I'd have my eye on you. Not that Father would ever allow it. If it's any consolation, I'm sure I'll freeze in the southern rain and be completely jealous of you up here, warm and safe.
I am positively thrilled that you will be so miserable, husband.
Then the Arl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking
smell
backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
I keep telling you, no darkspawn will ever best me.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons,
that is the
husbands
biggest-
and fathers,
Oh,
and
God.
bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Oren. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, maker's breath. It's like living with a pair of small boys. Thankfully, I have a daughter.
I'll miss you, mother dear. You'll take care of her, sister, won't you? It's true. They should be sending her, not me. She would scold those darkspawn back into the deep roads.
Well, I'm glad you find this so funny.
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
You guys have no idea. I'm so happy that I'm going to be able to create this stuff that's... Whoop, wrong one. Wrong one! Right one.
Mama says you're going to be watching over us while Papa is gone. Is that true, Auntie? What if the castle is attacked? Will there be dragons?
Dragons are terrible creatures, Oren. They eat people.
Yeah, I want to see one.
This is your influence, Fergus.
What? I didn't say anything.
Are you going to teach me to use a sword, Auntie? Then I can fight evil too. Take that, dire bunny. Oh, darkspawn, fear my sword of truth in
now. I'm like literally like, no.
Fergus,
Let's go.
there are times your family causes me great pain.
Now, mind your mother, Oren.
I never get to do anything.
Don't worry, son. You'll get to see a sword up close real soon, I promise.
If you should need any assistance in the coming days, I would be glad to offer it.
You should be on your way, pup. Long day ahead tomorrow. Ah, I was wondering how long this would take. Has he asked to recruit you? If a blight is truly upon us in the south, then Grey Wardens will be needed. There is no higher calling. If it comes to that, we can talk about it when I get back. Until then, just show him every courtesy.
Welcome.
Duncan is a fine
Sorry
man.
that I don't have a webcam,
and
guys.
a hero.
Nobody wants to see my ugly mug, I promise.
When the king demands it. In fact, not sending our forces south would be a distinctly bad idea.
Really angry at me.
Don't worry, pup.
Because I got
You
like
shouldn't
4
see many
pop-ups
problems,
going, "Shut up,
but
you're
I
not
want you to
angry."
prepare the men left here, in case. Legends of the Blights tell of horrible things. These darkspawn once threatened many lands. If we can't hold them, you must prepare for the worst. I know you will. You are a Kuzland, after all. But let's not speak of ominous things. We shall assume that all will go well, and the Maker will watch over us. Your brother and I go into battle, not an afternoon tea. Who knows what will happen to us? I will tell you, however, you're my darling daughter. I love you, and I trust you completely to carry on the Kuzlan name if the worst should happen. But don't worry about me, dear girl. You'll have enough to occupy your mind while I'm gone. I know that you'll do me proud. You've grown into a sensible woman. That much is clear.
Come on, Rex, let's go, boy. Woohoo! Most powerful foe slain is a giant rat. Hit rate, 100%. You know it's not like that. It's just amazing how much we've gone from like graphics here to like position. And Anthem, oh my god, I love Anthem, guys. You have no idea. That game is absolutely amazing. If anybody wants, please let me know if you'd like to see me play as my ranger or as my interceptor, and I'll gladly play for you guys. It'd be so much fun. Ooh, what is it, boy? Little Timmy fell down the wall. Get it, boy.
My lady, help me! The castle is under attack!
Yeah. Alright. We do things now.
Alright. Got it. Now better than later. I'll get it. Got it. Alright. Get your life.
Darling, I heard fighting outside and I feared the worst. Are you hurt? A scream woke me up. There were men in the hall, so I barred the door. Did you see their shields? Those are Hal's men. Why would they attack us?
Your daughter's out there fighting a shield.
You don't think Hal's men were delayed?
I just think that's
on purpose?
So funny.
That bastard. I'll cut his lying throat myself. Have you seen your father? He never came to bed.
Hey, James, what's going on? Okay, have fun.
We must find him. And trust his mercy. What if the soldiers went into your brother's room first? Let's check on them quickly. Then we'll look for Bryce downstairs.
Okay. I'm gonna level up my doggo. Yes.
can salvage some things here, darling. Some of your father's belongings are in that trunk.
Done. Anything else?
I don't want to go in there just yet. Yeah. Also, if you do this, get all that cool stuff. I wonder how that would work. Had bath and something like that.
No! My little Oren! What manner of fiend slaughters innocents? Oh, he's not even taking hostages. He means to kill all of us. Oh, poor Fergus. Let's go. I don't want to see this.
I killed my little, my nephew. Guys, you have no idea. I have a niece, and I can't imagine.
Come.
Die and go!
I get you a lamp.
Run, you little!
Where is it?
Alright. I'll get it.
Cancel, boy. Cancel.
Finished. Now what do you want?
That's a Illyria flesh, but I don't need the...
Oh, dear lad.
Done now. Are you happy?
Sorry, Mom.
If she hadn't come to me, if she hadn't been here.
Hal probably would have killed her a long time ago. Okay, here we go.
Can you hear the fighting? Hal's men must be everywhere. The servants' passage leads out from the larder. But we must find your father first. The front gates. That's where your father must be. I have my treasury key. We could go there first and take the Kuslan sword from the vault. If anything is worth fighting to keep out of Hal's hands, it's that sword. But it may be a dangerous path. If Hal's men are inside, they must already control the castle. We must use the servants' entry in the larder to escape. Do you hear
Come on,
me?
handsome boy. It's alright.
Then let us be swift.
I have to stretch out my legs because I'm sitting on my bed. It's like... Alright, hang on. Let's... see what kind of stuff I can... How's it? Are you gonna sit on my lap? Okay. You sit on my lap, baby. Seriously.
The castle has fallen! I'm getting out of here! Yes, my lady! Here they come!
And that's why I like getting my persuasion all the way up.
Is anyone?
That way I don't have to worry about that.
Alright, alright. Can I get you a lamp? You can get all the way back. Now special later. I'll get on it. Can I get you a lamp? You can get all the way back.
Yes!
Vengeance! Bring it on!
I'll get on it. Now special. I'll get on it.
Ready to get her best because they put from behind.
I'll get on it. Let's see the blood! I'll get you a lamp. You can get off my back. Finished.
Alright, hang on real quick, guys. I'm going to lower down the music here only because that way you guys don't get bombarded with the music.
Now what do you want?
Yep. circle. Okay. I just love the way they're like, ah!
Alright. Can I get you a
Gotta kill the
You can get
doggo.
off my back. Alright.
You down!
Now better than later. Got it. Let's see what you're made of.
Like my girl, she's so vicious. She's like, let's kill all of these. Alright, we're gonna go back here, pick up all this stuff. The potions make. Just don't. Aw.
You will be avenged, old sage. I swear it.
I love it.
Done. Anything else?
She's so snarky. Just done. Anything else? What else do you want? Like, okay.
It is done.
We're getting close to the treasury. The Kuzland family blade lies inside. Use that key I gave you. That blade cannot fall into Hal's hands.
Has anyone ever played this game and then have it fall into Howl's hands?
That about wraps it up.
Does he fight you with it? I've never. I've never played it where I had to do that. You're damn right I put that thing on. Alright.
Something.
Okay.
Is
Oh,
blast
you! Fuck!
Now later. Got it.
That actually scared me for a second. I wasn't prepared for him to come out. I keep trying to do the thing from Inquisition where you bling, bling, bling. Man, I'm gonna have so much shit to shell.
I pray that Mother Malal has escaped.
I see enemies ahead.
I'm gonna tell you that probably did.
How dare you come here! We will not be defeated! I do not fear death. I have nothing else to lose.
That's right. I don't fear death because I have nothing else to lose. It's actually funny if you pick the violent like I did. You actually hear her say,
Something
"My dark
is
spawn
coming."
senses are changing." Get the mage. Oh, you did so more.
Blast you!
Now's better than later. Got it.
Oh, poor Sir Grimoire. How did we miss? Sir Grimoire.
Go, man the gate. Keep those bastards out as long as you can. Your ladyship, my lady, you're both alive. I was certain Hal's men had gotten through. He was looking for you two.
I don't care about
He told us to hold the hall as long as possible. When I realized what was happening, it was all I could do to shut the gates. But they won't keep Hal's men out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly. If I do that, you won't make it out before the gates fall. Please, go while you have the chance. When I last saw the Turn, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the larder.
Bless you, Sir Gilmore. Make her watch over you.
Make her watch over us all.
So my headcanon is actually she was betrothed to him. And then they died. Okay. Daddy. My cat Diana right now is sitting in front of my door like, you shall not pass.
You're in a little over your head!
We must get out! They're slaughtering everyone!
Maker, help us all! We're gonna die!
Then run!
Something is coming.
Hello.
Get you alive. You can get us moving.
Alright. I love storing crits. That's what they just did. That was amazing. Amazing. I love it. Okay, everybody's out of there. Everybody's out of there. Okay, now we get to go find Daddy. Now I gotta go fight this.
Got it.
Oh, blast you!
Can I get you alive? You can get up myself. I'll get on it. Got it.
Get out of here. I kill everyone, I slice off their heads. Alright, and you know what? Let's do more text. Level what? Oh, 4. I was like, holy shit! So I don't know if I should get a webcam because I know some people want me to. But if you do, leave a comment below if you do or not. Otherwise, I don't know. Because literally I played, literally propped up against some blankets and pillows, and I just... So much health fruit, goddamn. Man, no. All right.
There, you both are. I was
Bryce!
wondering when you would get here.
Maker's blood, what's happening? You're bleeding!
Al's men found me first. Almost did me in right there. I won't survive the standing, I think.
That's not true. You'll be fine.
Ah,
Shut up.
my darling girl. If only Will could make it so.
Once Hal's men break through the gate, they will find us. We must go!
Someone must reach Fergus. Tell him what has happened. I wish I could go.
I'm literally crying
Bryce,
right now,
no.
guys, 'cause this...
The servants' passage is right here. We can flee together, find you healing magic.
The castle is surrounded. I cannot make it.
I'm afraid the Turn is correct. Howe's men have not yet discovered this exit, but they surround the castle. Getting past will be difficult.
You are Duncan, then? The Grey Warden?
Yes, your ladyship. The Turn and I tried to reach you sooner.
My daughter helped me get here. Make her be praised.
I am not surprised.
Whatever is to be done now, it must be quick. They are coming.
Duncan, I beg you, take my wife and daughter to safety.
I will, your lordship, but I fear I must ask for something in return.
Anything.
What is happening here pales in comparison to the evil now loose in this world. I came to your castle seeking a recruit. The Darkspawn threat demands that I leave with one.
I understand.
Truthfully, you were always my first choice.
Oh my god, no.
I will take the Tyrna and your daughter to Ostagar to tell Fergus and the king what happened. Then your daughter joins the Grey Wardens.
So long as justice comes to Hal. I agree.
Then I offer you a place within the Grey Wardens. Fight with us. We must leave quickly then.
Bryce, are you sure?
Our daughter will not die of Hal's treachery. She will live and make her mark on the world.
Darling, go with Duncan. You have a better chance to escape without me.
Eleanor.
Hush, Bryce. I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you. Then live, darling. Become a Grey Warden and do what is right.
I'm so sorry it's come to this, my love.
We had a good life and did all we could. It's up to our children now.
Then go, pup. Warn your brother. Know that we love you both. You do us proud.
They've broken through the gates. We must go now.
Goodbye, darling.
Would you be able to? I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I don't know if I'd be able to leave my parents behind, but I'd have to. Whew.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelan. I didn't expect a
royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
No need, Duncan. You are Bryce's youngest, are you not? I don't think we've ever actually met. Your brother has already arrived with High Ever's men, but we are still awaiting your father. Dead? What do you mean? Duncan, do you know anything about this?
Terran Cousland and his wife are dead, Your Majesty. Arl Howe has shown himself a traitor and overtaken High Ever Castle. Had we not escaped, he would have killed us and told you any story he wished.
I can scarcely believe it. Well, how could he think he could get away with such treachery? As soon as we are done here, I will turn my army north and bring Howe to justice. You have my word. No doubt you wish to see your brother. Unfortunately, he and his men are scouting in the wilds. Of that, I have no doubt. You will see him again once the battle is over, I am certain. I apologize, but there's nothing more I can do. All I can suggest is that you vent your grief against the Darkspawn for the time being. I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different. I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What Wakanda forever. I'm sorry, it's just the way my warden did that for a second. Just a Wakanda forever.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
Damn it! I just
Despite
realized.
the victories so far, the Darkspawn
named my
horde grows
dog
larger with each
called
passing day.
Dargo, or
By now,
Doggo.
they look to outnumber us.
Oh,
I know there is an archdemon
So
behind
stupid.
this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling. Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay. Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Your hound can stay with me while I attend to some business. The Grey Warden tent is on the other side of this bridge. You will find us there should you need to.
okay, so we're gonna go explore for a little bit. So we're going this way! Like, Elfroot looks so amazing in position. For those who made that game, you guys are absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to join you guys in making future games, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, if we ever get another Mass Effect, or Star Wars, or anything like that. You guys are absolutely amazing. Oh, I can give that to my doggo. I can also give that to Alistair, I think. I think it's for my doggo.
Done.
Hey guys, look. Chest.
Anything else?
And more elf fruit! And more elf fruit! Oh, it's actually really funny. You can find Aveline in this camp. You know, who's in Dragon Age 2, but you fight alongside when you're leaving. What's that called? I wanted. I don't remember anymore. What's that town's called? I don't. Now it's gonna bug me until I figure it out. Then the only way I'm gonna figure it out is what's over here. Is when I go and see Morgan. My friend Kimmy right now is playing as a male Kuzlin who's romancing Morgan right now. I think. Right, Kimmy? I think so. Oh, those graphics though. Speak. People are talking to me on Facebook. I've heard. No, I'm sorry. That's Sonic. No. Nope. Mm-mm. That's a monster. Alright, let's... No. That's what I want. That one. So let's put that on. That on. That on. That on. Found cake.
Hail, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought. This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere? Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Teyrn Loghain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
That's just so horrible. Dead.
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them.
I have a joke
Can't miss
for-
it.
I have a joke for the tranquils. Like, could you imagine romancing them? It's like, here's the rod you requested. I'm a bad person.
This is
I'm
Ferelden,
sorry.
isn't it?
I love the tranquil.
The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible. Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Loghain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguards. Drives Tairn Loghain wild, that does.
I bet.
Quartermaster, he's just a bit to the northwest. Good luck to you, then.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Now. Magi. Win! Mama, win!
Greetings, young lady. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man
I am.
easily impressed. You should be proud. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king. Well met, and good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact. Not precisely. The Grey Wardens will be on the front lines, not the mages. Still, we have our parts to play. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp. Some. Do you? Do you know about the connection between them and the Fade, for example? Anytime your spirit leaves your earthly body, whether it's to dream or to die, it passes into the realm we call the Fade. It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City. Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says. It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now. Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
I love
Should
Wynne.
it find
She's
you,
so amazing.
you will not have failed your king. You will have served your Maker. Die in this battle. Before the Maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Yes, glad.
Okay.
With the knowledge that evil has been overtaken.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some Darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Shall I take that quiet glare as a no? Oh, well, too bad. Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
What did you think I'd be?
Not a woman. Yet, here you are. The name's Daveth. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they'd cooked this ritual up just for our benefit. I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds. We're right on the northern edge of the Kukari Wilds here, miles and miles of savage country. My home village isn't far, and I grew up on tales about the wilds. Even been in there a few times. Scary place. Cannibals, beasts, witches, and now Darkspawn. What isn't to be scared of? It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see, like we have a choice.
I'll watch your back.
I'll watch your back.
That's why I love him. So just don't get too distracted.
I'll try to keep my wits about me. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
I love him. He's such a dick, but he's funny.
Finished. Now what? What do you want?
Hi,
Have you
I'm
seen
just
an elf
listening.
running about? Young woman, red hair, carrying a suit of chain. Blast it. Where did she go? That suit better be patched up when she gets back, or by the maker up. Oh, pardon my manners. My troubles are no concern of yours, I'm sure. I'm the quartermaster. Did you come for supplies? Oh, I'm sure you have better things to do than run errands for me. I can find them myself. Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course, to keep morale up, you understand. So long as you keep it quiet.
I got you. You're fine. Okay, let's sell. 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 Okay.
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps? Let me know what you'd like.
Yep, I take that, thank you. Okay. That's where Alistair is.
Welcome, young woman. I am one of the Tranquil, my friend. I am of the Circle of Magi. But instead of casting spells and reading tomes, I spend my time enchanting. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the Circle its wealth. Certainly we would not get by on charity. It is the practice of folding magical lyrium into items first practiced by the dwarves. The Tranquil have learned their runes, and we use them to apply a variety of magical effects. We create the glow lights, as well as the magic staff or the flaming blade. The irony, perhaps, is that it is our very disconnection to our former talents that allows the Tranquil to work with lyrium so. A true mage could not. Runes exist that hold the power of the elements that increase strength or swiftness. Almost any spell can be given permanency, given enough skill and lyrium. Naturally, the greater the power required, the more expensive the rune will become to create. True power comes with a price, as we know only too well. Allow me to put it this way. Do you know why those with magical talent are feared? Those with magical talent attract demons and spirits. We can be possessed easily and thus become horrors known as abominations. Even those with minor talents attract hungry spirits. Anyone with the power may learn blood magic from these demons. Hence, we are considered dangerous. This is our curse. Thus, I was made tranquil, stripped of emotions and talent. I am no longer dangerous. You do? I feel nothing. As the name suggests, my existence is quite peaceful. I am alive, productive, and no danger to anyone. Surely that is not a terrible thing. Perhaps we may speak of something else. Do you need assistance? Goodbye.
I love the Tranquil. They're such good guys. I don't. Okay, well, you're gonna be annoying.
Your sons and daughters. We who betrayed your prophet Andraste now
Let's go find Aveline.
Do not abandon us in our darkest hour. Watch over the battle.
Alright guys, I'm gonna actually have to stop it here. I hope that you guys will join me tomorrow. I'm really sorry if you wanted to watch more, but I am being summoned. I will talk to you guys all later. Thank you.